Okay, so this was going to be a video on my regular channel, my fitness-based channel. It's kind of like a drama video in the sense that it's calling out a narcissistic person on Meetup, who is a organizer of Meetup, who stepped down after having his Meetup page for about 3 months-ish. And I was going to put on my fitness channel because it was a nutrition-based meetup. And if you're not aware of how nutrition is online or in general, everyone and anyone thinks they're a nutritionist, so they think they can instill their dogma onto people. But it got really, really mean and nasty in the letters he was writing, and you'll see in the following video how he went from a lot of members and a lot of people showing up or RSVPing, if you know meetup.com, RSVPing for the first meetup, and there was a lot of discussion and it was like rolling engagement all over, and then it kind of dwindled down over a couple months, and then it went to zero, and that's when he was fed up and he sent this whole discouraging email. And when you're talking about Meetup and you're looking for validation and the Meetup members are not giving it to you, and you get angry and you think you can control people and raise fees and everything, it doesn't work like that. It's Meetup. It's Meetup. People go on their own volition, and you have to lower your expectations. Everyone goes through that. I organized 2 Meetup groups, and now that it's winter time, it's kind of dead, and I'm okay with that. So that being said, let me show you the video. I did it with a screen capture. What do you call it? Yeah, screen capture. So you'll see me in the corner, but it was with my webcam. So, and my computer is kind of old, and I didn't want to put that on my fitness channel because I didn't want to edit it. It's but scroll through it and you'll get the idea. I read some of the letters and I read some of the comments, and you'll see how the ego of the person that organized it was really big, and he thought he was kind of godlike and omnipresent, and what's not narcissistic, a megalomaniac. It was like, wow, really, really. I know where it could have went like that, but it was really shocking that, and people don't like that in Meetup. So, yeah, let me show it to you right now. Okay, so I wanted to go over the Meetup. Let me show you something. Let me just pop my video camera on. Let's see if I can. So you can see me. Alright, here we go. Yay, this is the first time I'm using this. It's a PowerSoft. I seem a little dragged with the recording. We'll see how it goes. But I just wanted to shoot this video out real quick before the guy removes his Meetup group. So I should have this in my messages here. Oh no, it's not in there. Okay. What I'll do is I'll just scroll down, see if I can find his Meetup. And I got I got his email, so let me just see if I can find this. You know what? I'm gonna go into my emails and see where I can find this. Yes, I use Outlook. It's an old Outlook, but hey. So, I might edit this. I think I'll put some editing in this just so that it's not dragging, so it's got a little bit more punch to it. But let me see. Okay, 2 meetups for Monday. No. We had Tuesday at 2:04, so it was a lot earlier that the meetup. They sent the email. Let me see. Okay, here we go. Okay, there's. All right. So, this is the email I got from Dan, who is the um, owner, organizer of Montreal Nutrition Meetup. So, this is what he writes. Here we go. 4 people RSVP'd yes for for yesterday's meetup. One of them changed RSVP to no at the last minute. The other 3 simply did not show up, so I was alone. Frankly, I feel sorry for you, our members, and no, frankly, I feel sorry for you, our members, that you all seem to value health so little. But hey, I'm not here to be your spiritual guide. Was that passive aggressive or not? Oh my God. But someday, in the not too distant future, your doctor might tell you that your cholesterol is high and prescribe you Lipitor or some such garbage that you will obediently take and give yourself a drug-induced multiple sclerosis to fix a problem that was never a problem. But for now, all kinds of trivial things are more important to you than the knowledge I have to offer. First of all, this guy is not a nutritionist, he's not a doctor, he's not a dietitian. I will get into that. All right. I was feeling like stepping down as organizer, but leaving you all to the intellectual demise, and leaving you all to your intellectual demise. But I'm trying not to be rash. Perhaps the fact that nobody showed up for the meeting this time was some odd fluke. I'm going to give this one more chance, but things are going to change. Oh, but things are going to change. Oh boy. The fee is going up from $3 to $10. Really? In Montreal? Charging $10 for a meetup where you talk nutrition? Really? Where you can go online and figure out the shit for yourself? Really? Or go to a dietitian? Um, yeah. So, Montreal's pretty cheap, especially meetup. Unless it's a big event, but a weekly discussion, whew, yeah. Narcissistic personality disorder, much? Hmm. This is for 2 reasons. First, I've been handling stacks of photocopied printouts at every meeting. Oh, okay. Wasting paper. You can't send a PDF? A PDF? Scan it? Take a picture and send it via message? Everyone has some sort of computer or iPad that they can bring, or share. Um, oh, can you see me with let me move this up a little bit so you see me. Aha! Okay, so lately as many as 20 or 30 pages. So I typically spend about $20 at the photocopy place before the meeting. Then another $15 for food at Vego. It's a vegetarian. I don't know if it's vegan, but it's a vegetarian um, place, restaurant. You know, kind of a la carte, I guess. You order and you weigh it out, and then you buy it, you eat it. So $35 per week, say $150 per month, plus $20 fee to meetup.com. That's $170 per month. And you're not paying $20 per month for Meetup. You're paying in 6 month increments. They take it off your credit card. unless you manage to find some other way to do it. Maybe that's just me. It's close to like, is it 400 Canadian or 600 Canadian? 400. It was $19 a month, so let's say 220 a year. It's about close to 400 Canadian per year. I've been doing this for about a year and a half now, so with the exchange rate, it's like oof. Okay, so I agree with that. That's $170 per month. $3 per person. 5 people on average attend, but 3 on average pay. Uh, 5 people on average attend, but 3 on average pay. It's $9 per week, say $40 per month. 170 minus $40 per month is a whopping 130 per month that I'm spending out of my hard-earned money for the benefit of 250 members who don't appreciate what they got until it's gone. And the other reason is that people don't appreciate the value of anything unless they have to pay for it. I think you feel that you didn't get your narcissistic supply. That's what I feel. Um, you're not God. This is Meetup, okay? Uh, if you didn't know what the consequences were of doing that and thinking that you can come onto meetup.com and praise yourself as God and people will listen to you and bow down and suck your dick, you now had a rude awakening. Now you're mad. Just saying, you know. I understand because I mean, I think everyone goes through that process. You know, people, you have to lower your expectations when it comes to this, right? Um, People are extremely busy. People don't care about their health, you know. They want to feel validated. And if you're the leader of people who want to be validated, you're not setting a good example, taking a little hissy fit. You are in your 50s, my dear. Okay, you need to stop being angry. You know, deal with the shit that your parents did to you. Go see a therapist. You know, do some behavioral therapy. You know, work on yourself, journal. You know, the fact that you think you know a whole bunch of things doesn't mean anything, right? And if you want to compare this to the online nutrition and vegan drama, yeah. So, I know this guy is vegetarian, not vegan. Um, you know, tomatoes, tomatoes, whatever. Um, so then he says, next Monday, there will have to be at least 6 people at the table or I quit. He's threatening. Wow. And assuming we do move forward, members who never attend a meeting will start finding themselves removed. Well, then I'm going to be removed. I'm not interested in having hundreds of apathetic lost souls or stupid imbeciles just for members' sake. Stupid imbeciles! You fucking little piece of turd. The place for our meetups will change too. Expect another email as it possibly tomorrow. Okay, so that was this one. Now, that's all moot because, where is it? Actually, I'm not going to edit this. I'm just going to do it like this, dry. This is the last one he sent. Never mind my previous email. I'm too angry to go on with this. I'm stepping down, period. Bye. Bye. You know, if you're frustrated, you're taking it out on the wrong people. Look at yourself. Worry about yourself. Don't worry about changing other people because you ain't God. You ain't God. You ain't Steve Jobs. You ain't Bill Gates. You ain't Mark Zuckerberg and all those shit. And even those people, they ain't shit anyways. We're using their stuff, but who are they as people? Who the fuck cares? Really? Get your ego down, son. We are all human beings. You may think you know stuff, but you might be dead tomorrow. Okay, so I wanted to kind of get into the group. I want to show you how this group was. Okay, so if you're still with me, let me get into my groups here. Okay, let's see what I'm here. You can see all the groups I'm a member of, which I don't go to. I have three meetup groups, two walking meetup groups, which I'm going to merge into one walking meetup group, and then I have one in LA when I go there and just, you know, set something up there to meet people. But you get times when there's like no one coming, and that's how it is, you know. You you take that risk, you know, and people have their issues. Yes, people have their issues, but that doesn't mean that you can force yourself upon people. They come, they come. They don't come, they don't come. Okay? People do not have the power to ruin your day unless you know you have your own power to ruin your own day. So let me see here. Okay, here we go. There was no picture on it. Montreal Nutrition Meetup. Come on. Where's my water at? Save this meetup. Okay, he already stepped down. Um, so, okay. Where was the beginning? Because I remember at the beginning, I was like, oh, this was a cool meetup, you know? And then, we'll get into the comments. Actually, let me see if I can get to the beginning. It hasn't even been too long that this has been up. Kind of saw it kind of wither and wither away. Because at the beginning, so many people were interested and there was a lot of engagement and activity. It was like too good to be true, you know? And, you know, then it kind of withered down and yeah, he drove it to the ground himself, you know. But the expectations were like huge. I don't think he's ever used, oh, he's even got exercise, aerobic versus anaerobic. You are not an exercise specialist, you stupid motherfucker. Okay? You are not an exercise specialist. You are an old man who thinks he's got the key to longevity. You are just an angry bitch and you are going to take a gun and shoot yourself one day if no one listens to you. So, okay, this was the first meetup. Where is he? Right here. Okay, here. You see, there were 38 super healthy members coming. 38 to 0 yesterday. Can you imagine that? I never had 38 members at my meetup. I'll have like 5, 6, 7, sometimes a couple, and I still do it. You know, some people think that they can make this into a business. You know what I mean? Um, it takes a while, you know, and you have to go with what is offered to you. You know what I mean? If people are not showing up, it's not their fault, it's your fault. You know, and you gotta adapt. Maybe it isn't for you because if you have such a low tolerance for things here, but okay, what's he right here? I'll show you the intro in a minute. He says, oh, come on. This is so slow with the, my computer's freezing. All right. So it says, please be ready to have some of your, oh, okay, here we go. Please be ready to have, see, it was in August and this was in September. He was promoting it before the first meetup for at least a month. So he says, please be ready to have some of your dearest beliefs shattered. There's basically two camps when it comes to health and nutrition. those who believe in science, medicine, and the establishment, and those who believe in everything that falls under the alternative label instead. Both groups have it all. Both groups have it all wrong. The truth is neither here nor there, nor anywhere in between either. There is somewhere else. It is somewhere else entirely. Science is good in its principles, but they are not always applied. True. And when you read about a study, you have to question who paid for it. Medicine is subservient to big pharma and therefore highly suspect. Um, yeah, now there's evidence-based studies, and some people do meta-analysis. You have to be a little meticulous. You have to be discerning when you're going through studies. That's true. Um, and doctors are not nutritionists, that's for sure, unless you go into it also. Um, they know they know much about illness, but little about health generally. Finally, alternative medicine is a catch-all with snake oil and mummified cat soup vendors everywhere. Magnets for your feet, for your foot, crystals to dangle over your head, and all kinds of herbs and powders, some of which work, mind you, but where many do not. Not to speak of $2,000 water ionizers that supposedly restore your body's alkalinity, anything to make you part with your money. True. Um, you know, there's a lot to be said about placebo effect. If you believe something works and it works, eh, what am I to say otherwise? You know what I mean? Um, just to give you a little hint on my nutrition education and my education in general, just to shoot it out there. I have a bachelor's in exercise science. I have accumulated the equivalent of 1 year of in dietetics and human nutrition. So I can call myself a kinesiologist, an exercise specialist. With respect to nutrition, I have greater than average knowledge, but I don't claim to know everything about nutrition. I don't, and I don't promote myself as that. And as a trainer, the fine line with registered dietitians who have their license and are practicing, and trainers who have to do nutritional guidance, that's kind of the realm of what a trainer can do, depending on how much knowledge they have. Uh, a trainer cannot diagnose illness, cannot do diets for illness, diabetes, high blood pressure, all that stuff they cannot do. They can kind of guide a client without being sued, at least here in Montreal, in terms of athletic performance, like more carbs, more calories, less calories for healthy individuals. That's kind of it. If we know more about nutrition, like a triglyceride, which is a glycerol backbone and 3 fatty acids, and depending on the chains, the saturated or non-saturated fatty acids will determine what the whole triglyceride is or the fat is. Um, if someone has more complex knowledge like that, it's a gray area. You can educate someone, but you can't give them a diet on it or try to heal them. You know what I mean? So I personally just try to keep it very basic with clients. They have to log their own uh, nutritional habits, eating habits, and we just discuss it, you know, and see where they can make changes, apply changes, but nothing, if they don't have much education on nutrition, I can kind of give them a little what's up on it. But if it's really bad and they got problems, that's where I would start referring to a registered dietitian. And then it depends on the motivation of the individual. Not everyone is motivated enough to do that. And these are people who are paying me. you know. And now when you're talking about a meetup like this, you put your expectations too high. So anyway, so just to show, I scrolled down. Look at how much this motherfucker wrote. Really? This is some real narcissism here. Writing, thinking that everyone's going to read all this stuff. And at the end it says a $3 donation is suggested but not required to offset the monthly meetup running fee, photocopying, and other costs. That's fine. But not everyone pays it, as he's stated. You know, 5 people who came, 3 paid. You know. So one more thing, I just wanted to go into his comments. Let me see if I can find the comments. Because this is where it was real wild. It was really wild. Because he banned people. He's got a former member. He's like banning people, or people are deleting themselves. Both. Yeah, it's just, oh my God. Let me see if I can. Where are the comments? Just give me a second here. Group reviews. Let me see the group reviews here. So this is going to be a long video. Let's see if this will save. The meetup is no longer has an organizer, and member needs to step up as the new organizer, or this meetup will be closed in 15 days. I'm not going to step up because I don't believe in this crap. I actually wanted to see, you know, what this was about. Oh, he's got a few good. First meeting I attended. These are reviews. Next time I think I'll need to listen more. A plus. J'aime beaucoup apprendre ces choses si importantes. Merci. That's in French. He doesn't even speak French. He does them all in English. This is like, so, where is the message board? It could be in the message board because I can't find the comments. I think the comments go with each meetup. I'll probably look at that in a second, but some might be posted to the message board. So, because I might go back to where those 38 members, you know, initial members RSVP'd and see the discussion there, because it was wild. I just wanted to show it to you real quick. If you're finding this a little boring, you could scroll down to that. And he's stepping down. 18 members banned permanently. Menu changed. Okay, so a lot of his messages are there. Don't miss the... Okay, those are where the comments are too. Replies. The intro is updated. Okay, so the replies aren't there. I'm going to try one more time. Go back to About Us. Oh, well, here's his intro. Is there comments on the intro? Look at this is his intro, and he redid it. Really? Oh my god! Oh my god! So it's first and foremost, I, Dan, the organizer, I am not a doctor or a nutritionist or a chemist or any such labels as might be appropriate to people who went to a university to learn such things with a view to becoming a professional in the field. I have read a lot of stuff over many years and I'm full of opinionated opinions. But I take no responsibility for anybody's health, and for legal purposes, you may consider all that is discussed in our meetings as for entertainment purposes only. You are so full of shit. You want people to listen to your propaganda. Right? So, I don't believe too much on doctors' opinions, but if you do, you should consult your doctor before you make any changes to your diet. And if you don't believe in doctors' opinions any more than I do, then you take full responsibility for what you do or take, just like I take responsibility for what I do and take. Got it? Alright. So, that's it. Let me get to the past meetups again. Let me see if I can get to those comments. I want to show you those comments. And then I'll show you, I think show you just how the membership kind of died down. So, well, you can see here. Yesterday there were 4 people coming and no one came. People, you know, signed off. Actually, they removed themselves. It's kind of freezing. They canceled last minute and whatever. So here, from November 21st, there were 5 people. Don't know who showed up or whatever, because sometimes they don't show up. Here there's 4, but there was only 2 showing. November 7th, there were 9. October 31st, 4. So let me just keep going. It's October. Oh, I smell skunk. Oh no, I think because I have potheads now next door, and the pot seeps right through to my place. These potheads. So I get free pot. I don't even smoke pot. So, October 17th there were 8. October 10th there were 9, 8. September there were 8. September 26th. And September 19th there were 12. Okay, see the numbers are higher. 8 on September. Oh, no, I thought it broke up into 2 groups. He did break it up into 2 groups because initially there were too many people. September 5th, 5. Okay. See, September 5th was the first date, and you see down here there were 38 people coming, and then you had to break it up into 2 groups on the same date with 5. So it's like 43 people who were signed up, technically. And it was all discombobulated and everything. Let me just see if I can get to the comments on this. And then we'll stop that right there. So I was going to make this like a snappy video, but I'm like, I just want to get this information out there that people need to check their ego when they're starting meetups, and that's pretty much it. And the whole nutrition game, trying to force people to do, no. People can think for themselves and they can do what they want to do. If they get themselves unhealthy and they die, they're adults. You can bring a horse to water, but you can't make him drink, right? So that is pretty much it. Oh, did I get a meetup message? Okay, so let me see if I can get this here. Uh, all the comments were down here. Okay. Oh my God, these people are former members now who commented. Okay, let's read some of these comments. This was like right before the first meetup. So Arthur says, "Oops, I cannot go this time, but I would join the next one. All the best and have fun." Yeah, right. A former member says, "I know that some doctors are good doctors. I have one that is really good, and she doesn't prescribe medication unless you really need it. But I have friends who are not so lucky, but it is good to look outside the box to find a solution to health problems." I agree. And if you can discuss it with your personal doctor, the better. I know also that not all that is on the internet is good. Example, proteins and pills you can buy are not all safe. They can be contaminated and bring more problems than solutions to what you are having. I am looking forward to the meetings. She's a former member, or he. Another former member says, very good answer. When you know that doctors have about no studies in nutrition, are most of the time prescribing pills to treat illness instead of looking into the person's habits and and ask them to make changes in their lifestyle. Much easier to give a pill than to say go home and take, yeah, blah blah blah. Okay, Marina. Okay, she's questioning it. Are you some kind of MD to be able to back up what you are saying here above? So she's skeptical. It's so like, here's another former member. Hi Dan, pretty intensive, but looking forward to learn more about the above mentioned subjects. That is pretty intensive. He came on very strong, and I was going to go to the meetings to find out uh, about it, but then he mentioned so much online that I got turned off. I think he mentioned about ketogenic diets. I was like, oh, God. Some people like ketogenic diets or whatever, but I was like, he was so like gung ho about a certain diet, and because it works for him, it should work for everyone. I was like, no. And then he started giving exercise advice. I'm like, no. I wanted to actually be the exercise advisor. I thought I would partner up with him, but he said too much online. It's like, let people warm up to you. So, anyways, a former member. Bonjour Linda, j'ai cherché sur Google Map et c'est okay. That was just the location. I think the word. A former member, and he doesn't understand French. So, like, why are they writing in French? C'est à quelle station du They want to know what metro station it was. The restaurant was at. Here's another former member. Just to let you know that if you go to the location that will be decided, it's not possible by metro. I won't be able to attend, unfortunately. That's another asshole. Well, I won't be able to attend if it's not next to a metro. What, you can't walk from the metro or take a in Montreal? This is not the boonies. All right, and then he replied. Oh, someone else writes, "Thank you. Looking forward to." I think the former member replying was Dan, the owner. He's no longer. He's completely off this. This one says, "I can débrouille in English aussi." That's a little franglais, a mixture of French and English, meaning that they can manage in English also, but they're saying it mostly in French. Uh, Here another one saying, "Je parle français aussi, and I can débrouille in English, ha ha ha." So, so what else? The yellow door. Here someone's asked, "Bonjour Dan, est-ce que le meeting sera bilingue? Is the meeting going to be bilingual?" And obviously not. Someone again says, "Bonjour Dan, parlez-vous français? Est-ce que les rencontres seront bilingues?" So what? Maybe his comments are off because he had said that they are done in English, that he doesn't speak French. I think he removed his comments because there were a lot more comments than this. Yeah, I think he removed it. He edited himself. So, yeah, another case of someone too high on their britches, needs a little ego stroking, um, not bilingual and trying to get. Meetup is mostly English, but you have to kind of accommodate, at least try to accommodate, you know. But I don't have the showing here that he was against English. He made it was kind of a rude comment, I guess. You know, he caught himself and removed it. So that being said, we're going to say bye-bye to this meetup. Good riddance. And that's it. How do I shut this off now? Let me see. Okay, Control F10.